Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to L Dubs Boxing. Salute to everybody coming through the building. I see my man JC in the building. Kenneth Johnson, what's good, man? Salute. Salute. I appreciate that, bro. We here today. We here. Salute to you, man. How y'all doing? JC, what's good, bro? Yeah, man. So big fight weekend. You know what I'm saying? This is a long awaited card. Earl Spence versus Dan Garcia, you know what I'm saying, going down Saturday, December 5th, live on Fox pay-per-view, Dallas Cowboys Stadium, you know what I'm saying. Long awaited return to the ring for Earl Spence. We know about the car situation. And he's back. He looked good in his workout. He's been saying all the right things. And he always been the type of fighter that, you know, that don't duck no smoke or don't run from the smoke. He always been like a likable fighter outside the ring and inside the ring. I mean, he's one of the best, and he come to fight. So, you know, facing off with Dan Garcia, who is a master counterpuncher, and you know what he brings to the table, experience and all that good stuff. So, I'm gonna run down the cards, and I'm gonna run down all the fights on the card, talk about some fighters. Then, of course, we're gonna break down the main event. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna definitely break that down. Retro Boxer, what's good? What's good, bro? Blood Boxing in the building. Salute. So, as you can see right here, you got the schedule for this week. So tomorrow you got the press conference on FS1. You know what I'm saying? If y'all interested in that, then you got the undercard on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? So check your local times for that. And then the weigh-in would be Friday, FS1, 2 o'clock East Coast. And then, of course, the pay-per-view going to start. But the undercard fights are going to be on FS2. So the prelim fights. I'm going to talk about some of the fighters that's going to be on that. You got Burley Brooks. He's a stablemate Earl Spence Jr. and training partner. He's a super middleweight. He's going to be on that card. Tall, long fighter that like to bang too. I think he's 6-0 with 5 KOs. And he's trained by Derek James too. So he's facing a guy named Marco Delgado. So they should show that on FS2, the prelim show. Then you have the young kid Vito Manecki. He's from New Jersey. I think he's 6-0 too with 4 knockouts. He turned pro last year on the Shakur Stevenson undercard fight when he fought at his hometown fight in July. So he got 6 fights. I think if it wasn't for COVID, he might have like 10, at least 12 fights because this kid been active. He been fighting every other week. And he fought on the Wilder Ortiz pay-per-view. So, you know what I'm saying? He getting used to fighting on pay-per-view undercard. So being in a big arena, I'm gonna touch on him. This him right here. Vito Manecki. Right here, a young kid, 18 years old, just graduated high school not too long ago. He fights at welterweight. He a good boxer puncher. You know, he's trained by Joe Goosen now. This is his first camp with Joe Goosen, so we'll see how he can fine tune him. And I know he was sparring with Sergey Lipinets, getting ready for the Clayton fight. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to this kid. Bruce goes, what's good? Salute, salute. Thanks for coming through the building. Salute everybody. But yeah, that's the kid right there, Vito Manecki. Yeah, he's straight though. Yeah, he can crack. Yeah, he got crack. He a good boxer puncher. I like the last fight I seen. He fought in the bubble out here in LA. I mean, his first 15 punches was jabs. You know what I'm saying? You love to see that, especially in a young kid. He got off and started throwing that jab right, straight away. So make sure you look out for him. He should be on the prelim undercard. All right. Then you got a kid named Frank Martin. This kid, Frank Martin, is a southpaw. I believe a southpaw lightweight boxer puncher. You know what I'm saying? Like to get you up out of there. Look out for him. Fernando Garcia. He trains in Dallas, so you know what I'm saying, local guy. He's on the card, Fernando Garcia, and then we're gonna touch on the pay-per-view undercard. So we got a replacement fight, but it's still gonna be a good one. You got Eduardo Ramirez versus Miguel Flores now. It's supposed to be Ceja. Ceja was supposed to fight Ramirez, but Ceja got sick. You know what I'm saying? So Flores was on the undercard. He just moved up. Both of these guys fought on the Wilder Ortiz undercard, pay-per-view undercard. Ramirez got a stoppage win over Barthélemy, the younger brother, and Flores fought Leo Santa Cruz, and he lost. So this is a good little matchup. It's a title eliminator for the WBA, so take that for what it is. You know what I'm saying? PBC is rocking with the WBA heavy right now, so not really surprised by that. But it's a pretty decent matchup. Both guys come to fight. Ramirez is a southpaw. He like to bang, and then Flores is just a aggressive, busy fighter. You know what I'm saying? Not a big puncher, but he's just busy, so he makes for good fights. Let me see. Napoleon Armstrong was good. Salute. DBed03, salute. Peace to you, man. What's good? Salute to everybody coming through the building, man. I appreciate it. So, like I said, this fight is at featherweight. So supposed to be a title eliminator. I know Kanzu is the regular champion. He's supposed to fight Josh Warrington. Leo Santa Cruz is still the super champion at 126. Not sure what he's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the winner can be in line for if one of those titles get vacant. You know how it works. So we'll see. But this is a decent little fight. We say it counted like Virgil Ortiz. Yeah. Yeah. This will be a good one though. All right. So now moving on up the card. Now this is all pay-per-view. This is a pay-per-view card. So you know what I'm saying. So you got, let me make sure my shit right. All right, next you got Josecito Lopez versus Francisco Santana. Now this is a good fight on paper. Like like looking at this undercard pay-per-view wise, I ain't really with it like that, but I like the fights. You know what I'm saying? So you know how it is. If you're gonna pay $75 for a pay-per-view, you would like for the pay-per-view undercard to be stacked. You know what I'm saying? Especially somebody like me because I'm watching the whole card. I want my value, but the matchups is good though, so I can't really complain. The matchups is good, but Josecito Lopez, he's on this card. He's been on a nice little roll, even though he lost to Keith Thurman a couple years ago. Still, he fought well in that fight. He almost stopped Keith Thurman, and he had a nice performance against Molina. And since he got with Robert Garcia, he been sharpening up his tools. He been looking good. He's strong. Josito always been strong and come to fight. And he's I think he's a big welterweight now. He filled in into welterweight. So he's facing Santana, who's been in there with everybody. Charlo brothers, Hurd, I mean, anybody. Abel Ramos, you can go down his resume and you'll see he fought just about everybody. So style wise, it's a good fight style wise. I think Josito's a little bit too strong for him and more versatile. Because fights like this, when you got guys that's known to bang it out, I like to go with the guy that's a little bit more versatile. So I've seen Josito box before, and he's been around for a minute. I think Josito, this is like his 20th year as a boxer, as a pro boxer. 20 years. That's crazy. So he's definitely got the upper hand. So we'll see. We'll see. He said Robert Garcia revived his career. Yeah. Yep. Gave him that second win. Yep. That's why I believe he's that's why I got him as the best trainer in boxing. Because he got all phases. He can develop young guys. Yeah, he got world champions and he can revive your career. He can start you off fresh. You know what I'm saying? He can be a hired gun. A lot of these trainers are good, but they're not versatile like him. And they're not as busy as him. You see Robert Garcia on Top Rank damn near every week. You know what I'm saying? He said I saw Brooke live. He was on Ugas undercard here in Mississippi. Um, he landed a devastating body shot. His opponent was on the canvas. You said Brooke? Oh, you mean Vito? You said Brooke. Who you talking about, Cam Johnson? You talking about Vito? Yeah, I remember that card though in Mississippi. That was in February, I believe, when he fought Mike Dallas, I believe. What's up, Intangible? What's good? So yeah. This should be a fun little fight though. Josita Lopez versus Francisco Santana though. That's the second fight of the pay-per-view card. We're gonna get to the co-main event. So the co-main event, you got Sebastian Fundora versus Jorge Cota, which is also a good fight on paper because these guys come to fight. Fundora, he kind of changed a lot of guys' minds. If you've been following his career, uh, he had a draw with Jamonte Clark, I think last year or something like that. Then he fought on the Wilder Fury 2 undercard, and he didn't really look so impressive. He fought the Australian kid, Daniel Lewis. He looked okay. He was getting touched with some shots. But then he fights in the bubble against Nathaniel Gallimore. And a lot of people probably had Gallimore picked to win that fight because he'd been in there with tougher competition, but he broke him down. He broke him down and stopped him. And it was a great performance because you don't see a lot of tall guys like him that can fight on the inside as well as he fight on the inside. You know what I'm saying? You would think that he'll want to box and use his range and jab and all that stuff, but he want to get in there and punch. And he been improving. And this is a title eliminator. I think it's a WBC title eliminator. So that tells me one of these guys might fight Lubin next. So you know what I'm saying? You okay? I see. You said Brooks. Okay, 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 okay. All right. I'm looking forward to see him then. I seen a clip of him. I seen him spawn with Earl, but I want to see him too. Mr. Boston today. What's good, bro? Salute, salute. He said I don't think Fundora is as worthy guy for what's that? Co-main, okay, co-main, but they threw a lot. Yeah, well, the reason why I mean, I don't know how they put together these co-mains and these undercards, but I know it's probably geared towards, of course, the Mexican fan base. Let's keep it 100. And these guys, all these fights are action fights. You know what I'm saying? For Dora, you know what I'm saying, he fought on Wilder Fury undercard. So I guess these guys getting used to it, and like I don't know how they pick it, but this would be a good showbox card right here, a good main event for FS1. I would agree with that, but I mean, at least Fundora coming to fight though, and Coda. Uh, yeah, salute, salute. But Coda is a veteran too. You know what I'm saying? We know he got stopped basically every time he stepped up. He got stopped by Rubio back in the day. Jamel Charlo and Lubin stopped him. You know what I'm saying? But he a good fighter. He gave Rosario a hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying? He just scored a knockout victory over Thomas Lamana. You know what I'm saying? Salute to him. So he can fight, man. It should be a fun fight. It should be a fun fight. And both of these guys are Samson Lickowitz boxers. If y'all don't know Samson, he's like one of the best talent finders in boxing. Like he brought Manny Pacquiao over here to the United States. That just tells you where he at. He always have some powerful, strong kid from Dominican Republic or Uruguay or Ecuador, Argentina. Like they be fighting on those showbox cards and they be blasting people away. He know how to find talent. So these are both of his guys right here. So should be a good fight, man. Pay-per-view, co-main event spot. So this tells me that they grooming Fundora because they put him in this prime time spot. That means he's gonna have something big. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's Lubin or maybe a Jamel Charlo fight down the road, you never know. You never know, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So it's good though that the young man getting this attention. So we're gonna move on to the main event. Talk about these fighters, man. I like both guys. I think it's a good fight. I know this fight was already made, you know what I'm saying, before Pussy took place in January, but we all know what happened. But I like the matchup, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a good fight. You got two top welterweights, basically. I ain't saying Danny. I'll probably have Danny like maybe, I don't know, 7th or 8th, in my opinion. But he's still a good welterweight, and he's gonna make a close fight. He's gonna come to fight, and I feel like this matchup. People think that Spence is gonna watch Danny and whatever. Danny, he don't have the tools, but I think this is gonna be closer than what a lot of people think because I just look at it like unless Earl is just special, you know what I'm saying? Once in a lifetime fighter, which I think he is a good fighter, but I haven't seen me personally don't think he's like a special all-time legendary talent type of fighter, but I think he is good. He damn good. So, and I'm saying that to say this. You seen Danny in there with Keith and Porter, and those was razor thin fights. I thought Porter won clear against Danny, but those was tough fights. So and then Spence had a tough close fight with Porter. You know what I'm saying? That was a tough fight. I thought he won though, clear. So now you telling me that he about to run through Danny? I don't know about that. I think all these guys are 50-50 fights. All of them 50-50 fights until it depends on who's going to make the adjustment, who's going to bring a different type of adjustment to the game, or how they going to, just tactics of the fight. Um, Breaking down these guys, I'm gonna start with Danny first. You know what I'm saying? So Danny is one of the best counter punchers in the sport of boxing. Might be the best. You know what I'm saying? Catch and shoot guys, always in position to to throw a punch. Rarely like you can't throw more than three punches at Danny without him firing something back. So he got a good positioning, you know what I'm saying? He got slow feet. He do have a good jab when he use it, but he don't really utilize his jab like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, and he can box on the back foot, but he's not the best at doing that. He can box and counter you on the back foot like he was doing against Guerrero on the back half of the fight, and some stretches of the Pearson fight, he can do that. But I like Danny personally coming forward, catching and shooting. Like I know, when you think about this, he got Spence on points. Yeah, I think Spence gonna win on points too. But when you think about a guy like Danny, what he got the keys to victory in this fight. Like he has to be active in this fight. I ain't saying he got to throw 100 punches around, but he has to be active. A lot of times when he fight athletic guys, like when Peterson started to step it up with his rhythm, he was just staying in one spot and waiting for Peterson to, to come in. Same thing with Porter, same thing with Keith. When he fight guys that's athletic. And then Spencer's of that same mode. He's very athletic. And then they're gonna be like aggressive or just wait for Spence all night. I think if we just try to wait for Spence all night, he gonna get all boxed, all pointed. You know what I'm saying? How many southpaws Danny faced? Guerrero, Red Cash, his last fight, which I think that's like a key. That's like a key to victory, right? Well, that's not key to victory, but at least he got familiar fighting a um aggressive southpaw. Not saying Red Cash is Spence, but this having that look, I think is good. Um, who else? Who other southpaw he fought? Zab Judah. He fought Zab. You know what I'm saying? He dominated like the first 8 rounds. Then down the stretch, Zab got back in that fight a little bit. He hurt him. He probably one of the only guys that hurt him. So those are the ones I can name off top. Yeah, there you go. Yep. So I think Danny have to be. I think he have to be a little bit aggressive. Um, Not like aggressive, like on some Brandon Rios type aggression. Not like that. I'm saying, I feel like with his catch and shoot game, he want to get Spence. He wants Spence to trade with him because I think he has to believe that he can hurt him with a big shot. You know what I'm saying? So if he aggressive and at least they're close enough because he has short arms too. So he has to be close enough to let off those counters in. I think that's probably his best way of victory. Kind of like, just make sure he in position to punch. It's not like Spencer's like this wizard on defense. You know what I'm saying? He like to trade too, and he'll give you opportunities too. So I think this fight mostly in these big fights is who's gonna set the tone. You know what I'm saying? I think Dennison set the tone by being on the lead foot, being aggressive, and just making sure he's in a proper position to punch and punch with both hands. I seen something that he did. What's up, Michael Johnson? What's good? What's good? He said, "Damn, I knew you would know." Yeah, yeah. Um, what I seen a little trick that Danny was trying to do in the Red Cash fight. Uh, it was like so he'll kind of like fall off balance and he'll turn southpaw just for a brief second, but he'll shoot some right hand, so he'll be closer to the target. I think it's something similar to what Shazora did recently against Usyk. When he turned southpaw, he had a little bit of success. I just felt like he kind of just he lost his win in the mid rounds, and then, but I don't know why I see a lot of right-handers turn southpaw when they fight a southpaw. I don't know if it's a good angle or something like that. But what Danny was doing, he'll turn southpaw. He'll land like a straight right hand. Then he'll try to throw a hook against Red Cash. If y'all can find that fight, y'all see what I'm talking about. Or you can watch the highlights. He was doing that a lot. He was falling off balance and he was throwing like lead right hands and stuff like that. I don't know if that's gonna be something that he gonna try to do in this fight. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned him turning southpaw, but I ain't talking about turning southpaw completely. But maybe in the exchanges, that's when he'll do it. You know what I'm saying? He'll turn southpaw, land like two or three right hands, and then he'll switch back to orthodox. So I don't know. We gotta see. I know he got to be assertive. He can't be lackadaisical, and he have to make sure he's sharp as hell and in position to counter everything Spence do. You know what I'm saying? And he got to kind of take the play away from him too. So those was Danny's last 5 fights right there. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's a good welterweight. I don't think he's like the best. He got a lot of, he's not the most athletic guy. You can all work him too. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that I think Spence will have an advantage of him. All working him. Yeah. All right, so with Spence though, um, I think his keys to victory is just make sure he got that jab pumping, keep the mid range. I think he actually can win this fight easy if he keep it mid range. Yeah, at some points of the fight, he can be able to push back Danny and rough him up a little bit because Peterson did it. Uh, Guerrero did it when I was studying this fight and breaking down everything. I watched Guerrero Danny like 3-4 times. I watched a lot of the other fights too, but the one I tried to get that match, I think they matched this style better is Danny and Guerrero. Guerrero got off to a good start in that fight. He was pushing Danny back, roughing him up, and I started to think. I know that was Danny probably second fight at welterweight, officially. But I was saying like, shit. I'm thinking put Spence in that situation, more athletic, bouncy. You know what I'm saying? Know how to judge his range and mix up his punches. I think that would give Danny a lot of problems. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't think anyone else, at least on world level, would probably some journeyman. Oh yeah, okay. You talking the blood? MMA champ, what's good? What's good? He said I got Spence, UD. Dan is a tough opponent. Yeah, I like my man too. Spence by UD. Granados, Rios, Red Cash, all all bums, huh? But yeah, I like Spence if he like I definitely like him if he stay mid range and just use a jab. He's quicker and he bought every phase of the game. He probably better than Danny except for counter punching. And he can be fast enough to get in, get his shit off, and get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? I definitely can see him boxing early, just getting the rhythm of the fight and winning those rounds, probably just basically with the jab. And then later on down the stretch, I see him, pressing the action and pushing Danny back. But so you gotta be careful with Danny though, because Danny, like I said, when he counterpunch, he counterpunching with power. He always set, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, he always in position. But I think Spence is athletic enough to get in and out, use his range, use his distance, especially his mid range. I think if he keep it in mid range, similar to how he did Mikey, I think it'd be an easy win for him. Because even if Danny is on attack trying to come get Earl Spence, then he's not quicker than Earl Spence, so he only gonna throw like maybe 1 or 2 punches at a time trying to get to him. And I think the activity is gonna you know what I'm saying, give Spence a good lead, you know what I'm saying, and make Danny have to work. I could be Rios. Okay. I haven't fought in 4 years now, bro. Yeah, you gonna fight Rios. But yeah, we all gonna be looking forward to see how Spence react to taking these punches. You know what I'm saying? Um, like we see him, so we see him in the workout and whatever, and we want to believe that he's straight, but we'll never know that until he, gets in the fight with Danny. And I think Danny is a good puncher. I don't think Danny like this big puncher like they're trying to sell us. I said, nah, you can do that to I think they probably talking to the casual fans. Danny not like a big puncher. He's a heavy-handed puncher, but he's like a big puncher, especially at 140, 147. He just you just gotta be aware because he a good counter puncher. You know what I'm saying? But like big puncher, nah. He went 12 rounds with a bum. Okay, I feel you. Who's the co-main? It's Fandora versus Coda. I'm put it back up for you. These two. The tall kid, Fondora's like 6'5", 6'6", southpaw, like to fight in the inside. And Coda, he's a veteran, but he got stretched out by Jamel Charlo. That was the time when he supposed to fight Tony Harrison, and he fought Coda, late replacement, and stretched him out. So yeah, that should be good. Yeah, so I mean, getting back to Spence though, I know all eyes is on him. You know what I'm saying? His hometown fight coming back. You know what I'm saying? I know he's gonna get a lot of love, so I think he's gonna do well. I think he's gonna feed off that. You know what I'm saying? I think this is one of the scenarios where having a live gate is actually gonna help a fighter. Out of all these fights we've done seen that was in a bubble, we've probably seen like 200 some fights since the bubble popped off, and I think this is the fight right here that the fans is probably more needed than other fights. And not that Spence can't fight and without a crowd. It's just I think just the support that he have, you know what I'm saying, coming off what he came off of, I think that's gonna do something for him. I think so. I wouldn't have never said that about nobody else. You know what I'm saying? But I think this in this instance right here, I think so. Yeah, okay, you saying both of them. Yeah, so I mean I like this fight though. I like this fight. I think Danny has a chance, but I don't. He to me he's not athletic enough. I mean that I want to know if Danny we're gonna see Saturday, but we're gonna see if he learned from those two losses because I felt like he was kind of just chilling a little bit until like the late half of the fights, especially with Thurman. He was chilling. You know what I'm saying? Thurman was just dancing all over the ring the first 6, 7 rounds. Then Danny started the fight. Like I don't understand that. So has he learned that from being in big fights like that, or is he just a bridesmaid? You know what I'm saying? Some guys just a bridesmaid. I mean, like the guy Martin Murray that's about to fight Billy Joe Saunders. This is fifth chance at the world title. You know what I'm saying? Five. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's not good enough. You never know. You know, I think at 140, like Danny's resume at 140, I thought he fought a lot of good guys, like name recognition. But it is what it is. I think he was a better 140 pounder. But if you really look at Danny at 140, his last fight at 140 really was Mauricio Herrera. After that, he never made the 140-pound weight limit. You know what I'm saying? He said Danny looked washed against Red Cash. I know he wasn't at his best, but yeah, I mean, oh man, I don't know, man. Like I said, I think he gonna be up for this fight. You know what I'm saying? This is a big fight for him. Um, yeah, I didn't really like the performance against Red Cash, but I seen what he was trying to do. It looked like he was working on some stuff, like I was saying about the southpaw thing. So, and he fought this year, so maybe his timing is still there. He always got great timing. He can't start slow in this fight though. I think he have to. I think he gonna have to. I ain't gonna say put step on the gas full throttle, but he gonna have to be more assertive early because I think Spence can just outbox him. Like for real, if he want to just box, I think he'll box him. It'd be something like 11-1, 10-2. Honestly, if he just box and keep it mid range. But I know Spence gonna want to fight. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna give Danny opportunities. I don't expect him to deliver anything new. Yeah, I don't. I mean, he's not gonna deliver anything new, but maybe sense of urgency in a big fight instead of starting uh, in the sixth round, maybe he'll start in the third round. You know what I'm saying? Sense of urgency. Danny got a lot of experience though, so you can't really I can't knock it. Um, but we don't even know how Spence. Yeah, we don't know. Those are questions we gotta ask. That's facts though. We don't know. We don't know. And no matter how good he been looking and how he bounced back, we still don't know. With 8-ounce gloves on and a guy that's a good counterpuncher, you're right. I can't even argue that. We're gonna see. Yeah, Pazienza came back from a broken neck. Yeah, that's a good point. I would think he would be fine. You know what I'm saying? And he should be, but you never know until you take that punt. You never know though. You never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know. But I think he will be good. You know what I'm saying? Because especially if he box, I think he gonna win this one easy if he box. Like I just don't like if he fight the way he fought Porter, stay in the pocket too long. Like I'm not saying Danny this killer, but my thing is if you know Danny is a counterpuncher, he got short arms. Why you gonna sit there and bang with him the whole time? Why you can just use your range, your jab, your quickness. You're gonna have time to touch Danny up. He ain't going nowhere. He flat footed. You know what I'm saying? He said facts. He ain't going nowhere. So I like to when I think break down these fights, man. I want to take the easiest route possible. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to see Spence sitting in the pocket and try to bang with him to prove that his chin is straight after that car accident. To me, that's not good ring IQ, and I think he got better ring IQ than that. You know what I'm saying? I can see him getting in there in stretches though, because Danny, it's like Danny like a pretty boy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like like he one of those dudes when you play ball with, he don't want to get no sweat on him. That's how I look. I mean, I don't know dude, but he looked like the type of dude I remember growing up with. We go play ball. I'm on there sweating. I'm guarding him, and I get some sweat on him. He don't want to guard me. That's easy work for me. I like that. I'm gonna get my buckets. You know what I'm saying? So he seemed like that type of dude. Not that he gonna shy away from me. I know he a boxer. He gonna come to fight, but um, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like Spencer's more athletic and you know. And another thing, let me get these. I'm gonna read these. Hopefully, he's not going to be shook after the first hit, but I doubt it because he don't even remember. Okay, yeah, okay, I feel you. I remember him saying that Spence by KO. Okay, if not KO, he going to drop. Okay, he gonna drop Danny. I want shoot. That'd be something right there. So, oh yeah, his sisters. Another thing to look out for, yo, it's the low blows. Yo, I've been watching these guys and stuff. Spence threw hella low blows his last fight. Now some of it was kind of you can't fault him because Sean Porter was ducking low and trying to land some big shots down, in the basement, and them things straight low. Not that he did it on purpose, so I'm not saying he's on some Andrew Galata shit. But when he throw his punches, them things be wide, they be straying low, and that's not the only fight. You know what I'm saying? All his fights is like that. He'll hit you on the hips. You know what I'm saying? It be on the cup line, on the belt line, but he hit you on your hips. And Danny he had points taken away from him for low blows. In the Red Cash fight, he was saying him low because Danny, when he throw his hooks inside, you don't know where they're going. You know what I'm saying? Because his punches are long in the inside and they wide. So that can play a part. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for intangible stuff. Low blows. Danny, he bruised up easy. So, you know, if Earl is touching him with that jab, I can see, some swelling or some cuts. Mm, let me see. Yeah. But pretty much these guys are pretty durable though. Like I haven't seen JC talking about him getting stopped, and I see people saying he gonna stop Danny. I don't know. Did you buy a ticket to the fight? Nah, I'm not going. If it was like in LA or Vegas and they can have fans, I went. I'm in Cali, but Dallas, nah. But I mean, even though right now I've had to think twice about that shit too, because this COVID real, and I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how it is. But if it was perfect circumstances, and if it was in Cali or Vegas, I'd definitely be in the building. LA, um, but yeah, the low blows, something to look out for. Cuts, something to look out for. Everything else, those guys are pretty adorable. Pretty adorable. The trainers, you got Derek James versus Angel Garcia. Um, Derek James is a good coach, probably one of the best coaches in boxing. I had to give him that. You know what I'm saying? He got two unified champions. That's something to be not to sneeze at. He is a good coach, and he has a good relationship with his guys too. I like him and Earl's dynamic. You know what I'm saying? So that can play a role. He's more so calm in there. Only really time I see him get, well, not in Earl's corner. I really didn't see him tripping in Earl's corner, but Jamel's corner, I seen him get a little hyper in the Harrison fight. But yeah, he said we're in Cali. I'm in Victorville, yo. Ryan Garcia, bro. What's good? The home of Ryan Garcia, the Flash. Yep. um, Porter and Thurman couldn't KO Danny. I don't know. I don't know if he can KO. I don't think Spence gonna stop Danny. But hey, you never know. But yeah, I think Derek James, you know what I'm saying, we'll see his game plan. Uh then Andrew Garcia, he's hyper. Like, I think he's a good coach. I think he's good for Danny. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really say that, like, I know him and Danny, they got, what they have. They fighting together and stuff like that. So we'll see. If he gets in danger, will he overreact or he gonna like let Danny fight through it? You know what I'm saying? I know he was tripping in the Porter fight. I guess he tried to you know what I'm saying, press those buttons and stuff, but it came off on the screen like he was panicking. You know what I'm saying? He said Victorville. Yeah, it is. Okay, okay, yeah, LA. Yep, yep, down the hill. So it should be a good one though, man. We're gonna see though. I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but the thing is, we gotta see how Earl is after this car wreck. I mean, I know. My man Bruce Goes he brought up Vinny Pazienza. You know what I'm saying? It's facts. But a lot of people. For me, I think he's gonna be good, but you know how it is. He got a lot of critics. Earl got a lot of critics and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But like, he's another one. He's the type of guy that he came up the right way. They kept him busy. Then when he got to a certain level, he tried to fight the top guys. Those guys wasn't trying to fight him. He went across seas and stopped, basically the number one guy, number two guy at the time in his hometown. Stopped him. When he give an interview, he carried himself right. You know what I'm saying? Only one incident that probably somebody can criticize, and that's when he was drunk at the Porter Garcia fight. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand how he gets so much hate. I do understand, but it's just I think he's just I like Spence. I like how he fight. I like how he carries himself. And Danny too. Like Danny, Danny really, you don't hear too much about Danny either. He ain't getting in no trouble. He ain't doing nothing crazy. He just chilling, living his life. You know what I'm saying? Both of them was good fighters, so you know what I'm saying. We'll see. Definitely. Y'all ask some questions, man, before I get up out of here. Though I appreciate it. Salute to everybody in the building. Uh, I think Angel should have let Danny go train with another trainer. Okay, they have different looks at this point. Yeah, I would. I can agree with that. I know he brought in Briscoe, Billy Briscoe. I think we was talking about him the last week. He used to train Rosado, but I'm with that. Bringing somebody else. Um, Say you can show your fighters that they are panicking because that makes them overreact in the fight. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know if that really did anything for Danny because he didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing to stop Porter from doing what he wanted to do. Porter did basically whatever he wanted to do in that fight. He brawled, then he boxed, and he brawled, then he boxed. He couldn't stop. He couldn't time it. Have a couple family members uh, that was in the feds in Victorville. Oh shit! Damn. Yeah, Victorville is like I don't know. It's cool. I was in the military and I got out. You know what I'm saying? So just stayed out here. But yeah, it's alright out here. Um, well, y'all got any questions? Go ahead and ask some. Uh, just I'm gonna touch on what can be next for these guys. I know that's like a big topic. I know Spence. I would love to see the Bud fight. I would love to see the Pacquiao fight. Either one of those two. I feel like those fights. And same thing for Danny. The winner of this fight should be able to fight those two guys. The real, is it real for Danny and Bud to fight? What I'm saying? I'm highly skeptical, but it's some things that happen that fight could happen. You know what I'm saying? For one, if Pacquiao don't want to fight, then I think Bud is the number one option. You know what I'm saying? Um, Spence have a mandatory, but Spence mandatory, you know what I'm saying? He's like in Malaysia or somewhere. He can't even get in the country. He said, "Oh, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Salute to them." You got Spence by UD. Yeah, I got Spence by UD. I'm looking at like a 8-4-7-5 ish. You think Spence serious about Canelo? Yeah, that's a big money fight. I think he is. That's a big money fight, but you know, I'm not mad at him taking that fight though. It's cool. I would like to see him clear up 147. Yes, but if you go fight Spence at 160. Excuse me. If you go fight Canelo 160, that's a big fight. I mean, that's a big fight. So I think he is. I don't think he capping about that. He never came off like that to me. I mean, people say he ducking and whatever. I think like I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna get on that real quick. Do you see Spence moving to 54? Yeah, I can see 54 definitely. 60, I can see him getting to 60 for a big fight. If it's Canelo, I can see him going to 60. If it's Triple G, I can see him going to 60. But 54, definitely. Definitely see him at 54. Do you think Pacquiao and Bud fight will happen? I don't think it'll happen next. I wanted to. I would like to see it happen. Pacquiao versus either the winner of this fight or Bud, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I have a feeling Pacquiao probably fight Mikey or then Conor McGregor, and then right off in the sunset. That's my opinion. But I hope I'm wrong. I mean, I won't mind him fighting Mikey, then fighting one of these other guys. I can see that. But shoot, by the next time Pacquiao fight, he'll been out the ring close to 2 years, yo. If think about it, he fought July 2019. It's about to be 2021, and he ain't fought all this year. If you want to bet smart, bet Spence UD. If you want the big win, bet Danny KO. Okay, I got Spence. But what I was saying about what's next, Spence got the IBF mandatory. He was supposed to fight Lipinets for the interim title. So that tells me they was gonna give Spence uh, some leeway to make a bigger fight or give him another exception. The IBF interim champion can make one title defense, but he can't hold the belt for more than a year. But we don't have an IBF interim because Lipinets and Clayton was a draw. You know what I'm saying? So we back to square one. So the kid Quadratilo is still the mandatory. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how he gonna get over here and fight. We'll see. He said, Mikey, I see I see something. They in Riverside. I see them. I seen one of them at the grocery store while I was down there handling some business. Do you have a problem with Fandora living on the inside? He does not use his length enough for me. Yeah, I do. When he step up and fight the bigger punchers, when he fight bigger punchers, I think like even guys like J Rock can be able to maneuver him in the inside and work him out. And he don't want to fight like that against guys like Jamel Charlo, those big punches. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see him use his jab more. And when it's time to get in there and bang, you got that in your tool bag. Because you can always have that trait to outwork your guy, especially in a close fight. But from the first round all the way to the 10th or whatever, however long the fight in, I feel like he can apply more technical ability and skills and make the fight easier for him. Because I know he want to fight on the inside, but I mean, at least start your jab off and get that started. Maybe you can land something from the outside and get your man up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Especially with those long arms. So yeah, I do have a problem with that, especially the big guys. Um, Mikey is all about securing the bag. Yeah, he is. Black Reality TV was good. You got Spence at 9. Okay, okay. G5 Jeff TV, what's good, bro? Salute to you. He said Spence at 9. That'd be crazy if we did that. I'd be impressed. Hella impressed. But like I was saying, so Spence still got the IBF mandatory since Lipinets and Clayton was a draw. So are they going to push for that fight, or can he get another leeway? I mean, Porter is a reason why Porter fought IBF eliminator to be the number 2 guy, because we look at the IBF rankings, they rarely rank the number 2 spot. You know what I'm saying? I think I can name them off top. I know Porter, Koke at 54. Who else is number 2? Charles Martin at heavyweight. I want to say that's it. I might be forgetting one. Oh, Pitbull Cruz at 135. But they got 17 divisions. You feel me? So that's like 4 or 5. So they rarely rank that number 2. In some divisions they don't even rank a number 1 guy. It starts with number 3. So Porter won that for a reason. So my it can go a bunch of ways. Porter can fight excuse me, Porter can fight Quadratilo for the interim title, while Spence called the shots. If Spence want to fight, if Spence demand to fight Bud, that fight happens. Whether it's 64, whatever you want to say. If he say, look, after the fight, he want to fight this guy, he can get the Bud fight, but he can't get the Pacquiao fight unless Pacquiao approve of it. You feel what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, he really don't have nothing to block him from unifying if he beat Danny. He don't have nothing blocking him, honestly, because he called the shots. Like the IBF, if they waited this long, because Spence mandatory is overdue, like a year. He fought Campo 2018. That shit past due. You feel me? So what him waiting another fight or another 2 fights? Fight for an interim title, fight Porter, whatever. Porter is the number 1 in the WO and WC. So what I'm saying, let Porter be the de facto number 1 contender in the division, and then you can make Spence and Bud. That's how I look at it. But it makes too much sense, so that shit not gonna happen. Lala D was good. Salute. It made too much sense the way I broke that shit down, so it ain't gonna happen. I already know. I got Spence by UD or late KO, TKO. late TKO, the best he can do versus Danny. But I don't see it. Yeah, I think it's gonna win by UD. I don't think Danny gonna. I think Danny got a good chin. They're number one and number two. Yeah, they'd be empty all the time. So that's why I say Bud and Spence should be next for real. It should be next. If because we like no, I don't think nobody in here think that Pacquiao gonna fight those guys next. And honestly, I said this before. I think Pacquiao should get the winner. He got a lifetime achievement award in the sport of boxing. He can sit back and he called the shots. And he gonna be the A side versus both of those guys. No matter how many belts they got. It might be a 50-50 deal, but he gonna be A side. He might get the bigger purse. I mean, Pacquiao is the biggest fight for both of them. That fight bigger than Spence and Bud versus each other. You know what I'm saying? So he has a right to call a shot and be like, you know what? I'm gonna fight, man. I'm gonna fight Mikey, and then I'll fight the winner. Y'all go handle that. You know what I'm saying? And he'll be, that be his right to do that. I hope he do that. Let me get on Pacquiao's team. Let me type it. Let me tweet that out for him. Let me get his account real quick. I'll be having all these fights getting made. For real. Spence at 154 versus Charlo if Bud doesn't work out. I don't think they'll fight each other because of the coach situation. But I can see him going to 54 and maybe getting the winner between Teixeira and Castano. Castano beat Spence in the amateurs, so a rematch, I guess. That'd be a good fight. They won't, yeah. No, it's all, yeah. I see what you're saying, though. I think Mel would move up, then Maul would move up to give it to Spence. Pacquiao holding the division up. Yeah, yeah. I agree. Boots versus Porter. Yeah, that is interesting. And Boots might fight Chris Van Heerden now because Delorme tested positive for COVID. So Chris Van Heerden is on you know what I'm saying, he on deck. I seen Chris Van Heerden sparring with Xander Zayas in Florida. So hopefully he ready. Yeah, he said facts. Yeah, so it's a clear path. And Spence can't say, well, man, I gotta fight my mandatory. And like that's the difference though. If Bud would have to fight his mandatory, Igor Kavaliauskas, man, they killed him. Killed him. Imagine they say he gotta fight Quadratilo Akadurov. Man, y'all go crazy. That dude got like 30 letters in his name. Y'all be mad as hell trying to put that on a thumbnail. You feel me? So I think there's nothing wrong with champions fighting champions. I always believe this my personal ranking system as a sanctioning body of L Dub, sanctioned body of L Dub, just made that shit up. That the champion, if you got more than one champion in your division, that's your mandatory right there. So Spence and Bud and Pacquiao got two mandatories off the rip. I ain't even talking about IBF, WO, WC, you know what I'm saying, WA. I ain't even talking about those. You got another champion in your division, that's your mandatory. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Sanction fee right there, off the rip. That's how I look at it. And that's how it should be. So do I want to see other fights like don't fight each other? I'm not mad at Spence and Garcia, or I ain't mad at Bud and Keith. I think that's a fun fight. I ain't mad at Bud and Porter. I ain't mad at Spence and all of them fighting each other are good fights. But it's nothing wrong with these guys focusing on fighting this guy and that guy, and those two guys got the belts. I think that's perfect. That's what you want. We got champions that won't even say the other champion's name. You know what I'm saying? They won't even say each other's name. Jake Paul, Swaggy P. Man, Jake Paul, man, y'all about to leave that white boy alone, bro. Leave him alone. Yeah, the Lome out. He failed both of his COVID tests. Well, he tested positive both times. But I hope he's straight though. They got a card, man. I'm hearing. I know J Rod tested positive. I'm hearing that whole card that he supposed to have on the 26th about the whole card damn near tested positive. You know what I'm saying? So if you really look at it though, Spence, like after the fight, he win and stuff, look good. There's no reason why the Bud fight shouldn't get made. No reason. These guys fought what 3 weeks apart, so they on the same schedule. You feel me? They can fight the first quarter of next year, sell out wherever they want to fight at, do a 2-fight deal. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about the split. I understand it, but I don't care about it. If you're looking at it with the numbers and the belts, it's okay. I would say, yeah, but take 40% because Spence got the belts. He got more belts than you. Okay. But if my thing is about that 60-40, it's cool. But these guys negotiate, not us. So if you're telling him like Spence offered 60-40, but what was the 60-40 or what? Like, and I say that because you know what time we in. It ain't like last year when they said, "Oh, we can accept 60-40." Like Fury and AJ accepted 60-40. No, they accept 50-50. 60. Look, they accept 50-50 on the first fight, 60-40 to the winner. You see how they did that? You see the difference? Now, how can you offer a guy like if you offering a guy 60-40, you gotta tell him what 60-40 or what? 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. They haven't even sat at the table. So that's why I'm skeptical of this fight happening because that 60-40 talk, that's nothing because Spence can say 60-40 me, Bud say 60-40 me, 50, whatever. They can go back and forth. The only thing that made me say, well, I mean, this fight not gonna happen next because Spence said that he don't want to deal with Bomac. Come on, y'all. You know that's his manager. That's the guy who putting the deals together. Like that right there debunk anybody's argument about this fight. You can't say nothing about no Bob Aaron don't want to put up no money. You can't say nothing about PBC, this side of the street. This man, his own promoter, Spence, said he don't want to sit at the negotiation table with Bud's manager, Bomac. No fight. So that debunked anybody's shit, anybody argument. You can't after I say that, like you can go first. Like if I was debating somebody, I'll let you go first. 5 minutes, I go on mute. I won't say nothing. As soon as I drop that, easy work. Then we can change the subject and talk about something else. It's easy because if you're not willing to sit down, if you're not even willing to sit at the table, he said, no, I don't want 60-40, but y'all haven't sat at the table yet. Y'all haven't talked about sponsors, ESPN Plus app, Fox. How we going to divvy this up? How we going to do this? We're going to stream on this platform. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Haven't even sat down and talked yet. I don't know. It just I don't know. I don't know. It just sounds so simple to me. They said Jake Paul been training a minute. All those street fights athletes are food. Yeah. Yeah. That's the man. I wouldn't mind saying Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor though. On inboxing. The Holyfield, he called him out. He seen that money. Yeah, he's still paying child support. Sean got 50-50 versus Spence. Mikey got 50-50 first Spence in front of upfront money. He can't sell out. You know what I'm saying? Look, it is what it is. We all know what it was. I know what it is. They can't cap no more. They can't cap no more. I don't think they ducking them. It's the business part. They say, well, Bud said they wasn't trying to fight me when they had belts. And I think what he meant by that is when Porter beat what's the name? Danny for the vacant title, he fought him September. If y'all remember that year, PBC was quiet as hell. You know why? Because they was working on that Fox deal. After Mikey fought Easter, Like that shit was quiet. Like they didn't even announce Danny and Porter until like maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the fight. Maybe I give it a month. They probably announced it maybe a couple days after Easter and Mikey in July that year. They was quiet. So I always said this: Bud not getting those fights because of the networks, bro. They when they did that Fox lineup, you had Mikey and Spence. Ugas just became mandatory on and Porter and Garcia undercard against the Argentina guy. Then you seen Porter and Ugas facing off. You know what I'm saying? Danny, he facing off with Granados via satellite. You know what I'm saying? He really wanted to fight Granados. So you can't blame Bud for those guys having their schedule. Then Spence fight Mikey, beat Mikey. Who he fight? He look at the timeline. Porter fought Ugas March 9th. Spence fought Mikey March 16th. Same schedule. So whenever you trying to figure out which PBC fighter gonna fight each other, look at the schedule. If those guys on the same schedule, if they like a week apart, 2 weeks apart, the same card, whatever, they probably more likely gonna fight. Then Porter, we seen Porter and Spence in September. They fought. Who was in the ring right after the fight? So you know what I'm saying? You saying Bud not trying to fight those guys, but those guys already got a deal in place. That's the first time I seen a Danny call a fight. Had the turn on and everything. He was in the ring. Soon as they made the announcement, soon as the fight was over, Danny was in the ring. I thought he was one of the Watson twins or something. Sam Watson. He beat Sam Watson in the ring. So you trying to tell me when did Bud have an opportunity to sit down and negotiate with Spence for a fight? That shit's funny, bro. That's why that don't never come this way. You know what I'm saying? That Spence debate, that don't come over here. You know what I'm saying? But that's so I don't really think nobody ducking. It's the business part of it. It is what it is. Those guys is gonna finish doing what they doing, and which rightfully so, because Bud had the opportunity to come over there and play too. But what he do? He re-signed with Top Rank, secure his family. We can't really knock him for that. But at the end of the day, he can't complain so much either because you had the opportunity. You had the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? But I feel as though you can still make these fights regardless. So you can't say Bud wasn't calling this guy or he had to fight this guy or he ain't fighting nobody when y'all schedule is already set. They know who they fight. These PBC guys know who they fighting. If they man, don't listen to that shit. Don't they know who they fighting? They're not gonna tell us. I'm the type of fan though. I'll try to figure that shit out myself. You know what I'm saying? He said them PBC Fox main event cards. Yeah, man. Yeah, you right. Ortiz versus Flores. Yeah, you right. What's up, Neutral Natural? What's good? Garcia Duck Crawford for Granados. He could have fought on pay-per-view. Yep, they fought on the same day. Yeah, I mean, and you see how they twist that. You know, Amir Khan was a PBC fighter. Yes, he signed with Match. Look. I had this little discussion with somebody on Twitter about Danny Jacobs and being still advised by Al Heyman. If you've been advised by Al Heyman, you basically still with him. Like just because you're not fighting on the platform, he still got an input in your business. Think about Danny Jacobs' last few moves and shit. This dude got Triple G fight. They tried to get him like 300,000. He really go. He remember. I don't know. Well, I'm just gonna speak on my memory. When after he beat Mora, they said he was gonna fight Triple G. He was a mandatory or whatever. He dropped his regular, but he was about to pull out the fight because they wasn't offering him enough money. You know what I'm saying? So what they do? They stalled it out, and he got his money. He got over $1 million. I don't know how much it was, but I don't want to say it was like 1.4 or something. But they was trying to get him like 300K. You know what I'm saying? Then he get the so he got the Triple G fight. Then he get the Derevyanchenko fight. You know what I'm saying? Get the world title. You know what I'm saying? He fought on HBO, had 3 fights on HBO. Luis Arias got a nice little bag. Selecki, nice little bag. Then he fought Derenchenko, his last fight on that deal. Then, that's when the zone was popping. They was looking to sign fighters. So, and he was already a matchroom fighter. So, Keith Conley, his manager, probably one of the best managers in boxing, they worked something out. I don't know what they did. I don't know if they got some pictures of Canelo or something, but they guaranteed Canelo and Jacobs fight. So they guaranteed Jacobs to fight Canelo if he signed with the zone. What happened? You know what I'm saying? Canelo fought Rocky Fielding, and then Dan Jacobs up in the ring looking like an usher. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for being all polite and shit, because he know he's about to get that fight. Come on, man! And you trying to tell me with all this shit y'all give Eddie Hearn about messing up these fights and he ain't this and he ain't that? You trying to tell me Al ain't have his hand in that? Come on, man! Y'all act like I just got here. Yeah, they be knowing their opponent. Yeah, they be knowing their opponents. They get a whole lineup, bro. They might get a list of people. It depends where you at on the hierarchy, like on the far as your status. They get a list. Listen, I give you this one, this one, this one. You know what I'm saying? Even the guys like making, let's say, Devin Alexander want to make a comeback. They'll be like, I give you Abel Ramos. I give you Jamal James. Then I give you Spence. You get past those guys. He had a similar type of plan. He fought Walter Castillo. Then he fought I think he fought Victor Ortiz. I thought he won that fight. He fought Berto. I thought he won that fight. He was about to fight that Berto. That was a WBC mandatory. He was about to fight the winner between Danny and Porter, and then they switched their plans up. Same thing with Ugas. Ugas, he won the IBF #2 spot on the Danny Rios undercard when he stopped Ray Robinson. Then he turned different routes. He even fought on Spence Ocampo undercard. Just in case Ocampo didn't make the fight, he would have filled in. That would have satisfied the IBF mandatory. But everything went straight. Then what he do? He went down the WBC route and fought on Danny and Porter undercard against the Argentina guy off the blue. And hold on, wait, it kept going. After after Buteyev and Vesputin fought for the regular title, the next week the WBA they never order no fights. They ordered Ugas versus Vesputin the next week. So he then went to 3 different sanctioning bodies, all in like a year or so. You feel me? You trying to tell me Louis Akuba don't know what Ugas gonna do? Come on, man. Yeah. America, and that's what and I was gonna get to that point. So when they offered Danny $3 million or whatever, Danny didn't even negotiate. He turned it down because he knew the plan that they had for him. Granados, then look, he fought Granados and he was about to fight Spence. If Spence would have gotten that car accident, he would have fought Spence already. So he already knew what he was gonna do. That's why he turned it down. I don't know if you can say he ducking. It all depends on you, but it's a business move. Those guys know what they was doing. You feel me? And that's how it is. So how Bud gonna get into that? He can't mess up their business. Oh, back to Amir Khan. So when they offered the $3 million, Amir Khan is advised by Al Heyman. You think Al Heyman don't know that they just offered Top Rank just offered Dan Garcia $3 million? So Amir Khan is a smart businessman and his team. Shit, hey man, we give us 7. I got my pay-per-view in the UK. I got this sponsor, that sponsor. Give me 7. I'll take the fight. And you think Al Heyman wasn't a part of that? Come on, man. Y'all killing me. Oh yeah, Selecki, yeah. It's about money on both sides. Yeah. That's what it is. It's about money. They don't want to lose their leverage, Kenneth Johnson. Like I think Spence plan, he told you his plan too. When those guys met each other at the Hooker fight, he said what he was gonna do. He gonna fight Mikey, he gonna fight Porter. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Pacquiao with them yet. I'm not sure. Maybe he was. He had just signed. And it makes sense for Spence to get all the belts on that side, then come holler at Bud. It makes sense. I agree with that. But if Pacquiao don't want to fight, you know what I'm saying? You don't got no IBF mandatory, they'll put it off on hold because eventually you have to fight the IBF mandatory. But let's say they'll give you another alibi, right? Then what's wrong with fighting Bud? Regardless. But he said he don't want to deal with Bomac. So that's a fight killer. That's like Bud saying, man, I ain't messing with Al Heyman. Or I don't want your pops around, Earl Sr. Man, he can't come around, bro. Come on, man. Let's keep it one. Like, I know, man, they love Earl. Man, Earl deserves the love, but I think you can be logical, though, when you're breaking this stuff down. To prove your point, J Rock next two fights been set for last month. When J Rock, I remember after he fought Gallimore. This how I knew that he was gonna fight Hurd. He fought Gallimore in April. He fought on that same card. I want to say that was an eliminator, IBF eliminator. Then he fought on Wilder Fury 1. He was deep, deep, deep down on that card. He got a second round knockout. And people were saying, man, Hurd gonna fight Mel, but you heard how Hurd was talking. When Jamel got in the ring, they knew. It's like this whole saying with these PBC fighters. They know that this fight is not next. They know that shit. That's why I don't understand why they be tripping. They know that fight not next. They already know. J Rod fought a little guy, nondescript guy on the card, and then the next fight he fought Hurd in May. You know what I'm saying? They know, bruh. Same thing, Jamel Charlo. Jamel Charlo got 3 belts now. He got an IBF mandatory that was called before he got that other belt. Guess who he fighting? The IBF mandatory. You know what I'm saying? They be trying to fool us though. That's why I say a lot of these call outs be fake as hell. Because you know who they fighting. The international money. That makes too much sense. Yeah, I know it made too much sense. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we should be pushing for though. When we talking about Spence and Bud, break like you can have like anybody listen to this, you can have that shit and repeat it and just gloss that shit up and make it your own. Put your own title on it. You can have it. As long as the message get pushed out, I don't care. Because I feel like shit. It's nothing holding this fight back other than he don't want to deal with Bomac. Yeah, Dennis Hogan. Okay. J Rod next upon Dennis Hogan, and we have to talk over. Okay, I bet. I hit you. Arab money. Yo, Amir Khan got a fight card in Pakistan, December the 19th. You know he about to be a WBC ambassador over there. He about to start sanctioning fights and putting people in the putting people in the rankings and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. I hope y'all like. I hope y'all. I ain't gonna say learn something, but we building together. But I hope we be able to build something together because a lot of this stuff and whoever listens to the playback, man, salute to you guys too. But like this boxing shit, it's more complex than what you think, but it's really not. It's really not like you know what I'm saying as complex if you think about it. Exactly. PBC follow a formula. The fighters going back and forth is used to keep us engaged and promote the fight. Exactly. You own it. Khan got 7 million for a fight. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying? Hey Jeff, see, that's a good point because they saying how can you pay him to fight how Bud them can pay him the 7 million. But he made that fight Billy Dib though, his next fight. And I think he fought like 2 months later and made that money. And you trying to tell me Khan not a good businessman? Maybe Danny should have came to the plate, but he couldn't come to the plate. They can't come. They can't play with they look. They man. It always been like that, and I understand it. You know what I'm saying? But they can't keep it real. They think because they think most fans don't know. They don't know what the hell. Like my man said, Kenneth said, the formula is right there. Y'all do it. Y'all do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? You do it all the time. So it's all good though. I'm still learning about this shit, but it's crazy sometimes how this shit work. But I'm about to get out of here, man. I appreciate you guys coming through. Make sure you check out this pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Dan Garcia, Earl Spence. Undercard, you know what I'm saying? It's not like crazy big names, but the fights, the matchup itself, they got some good matchups, you know what I'm saying? Fondor versus Coda, Josecito versus Francisco Santana, and then Ramirez versus Flores should be a decent fights. And then they're gonna have the prelims on FS2. So, you know what I'm saying? Should be a good week it's a good week of boxing. Just another reminder, you know what I'm saying, for the boxing heads. I know everybody here like boxing and shit like that. Tomorrow we got a MTK Global card, ESPN Plus, the Golden Contract, Jazzy Dickens versus Ryan Wash, featherweight. That should be a good fight. And then they got another fight, light heavyweights on that card. Michelle versus Bolanik, something like that. Dude from Latvia. Um, so that's tomorrow. Thursday, you got the NBC Ring City card. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Adams versus Sonny Dervison. Dervison gave Truck Simpson and Cordell Booker some tough ass fights his last couple fights, and he been staying active. Exactly. Khan didn't have to take the blood fight for it. Now he didn't. He did. JC said peace and peace. Yeah, salute to everybody. Salute. Trash. He said trash. But yeah, so you got that on Thursday, NBC card. Friday, you got Billy Joe Saunders fighting Martin Murray on the zone. Zach Parker, his mandatory is on that card, so that probably a likely fight for him. And then Saturday, you got Anthony Yard. I ain't heard too much about Anthony Yard. You know what I'm saying? But Anthony Yard fighting London Arthur. So that's a good light heavyweight fight. You know what I'm saying? Get Yard back in the swing of things. And then you got Spence and Garcia. So salute to everybody coming to the building. I appreciate y'all time, y'all support, dropping comments in the chat. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So that's my time, man. I'm out. I'll holler at y'all. Conwell's still fighting. He's fighting on December the 17th. Amanda Serrano just got added to that card too, along with the heavyweight Stephen Shaw. But I'm gonna talk more about that, man, on my channel though. I appreciate you though, bro. I'll holler at y'all, man. Y'all have a good one.